Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome back to Den Tools. Today is Monday, July 28th, which means it's time for, say it with me, Tales of the Week! All right, we got a ton of hot deals. It's mid-July. It is RV season. In fact, we're about ready to head down to Vegas and snag our RV and drag it back up here. And that brings us to our first sponsor today, and that is RVmattresses.com. You know, we've talked about them. And Brooklyn Bedding. Brooklyn Bedding is like the parent company, and this like the sister, more niche company that deals with RV mattresses. And all the mattresses in our RV are from RVmattresses.com. And I gotta tell you, those of you who RV, you know that sleeping on a mattress in the RV is like the worst thing about it. All right. Well, it's not like that anymore when you get one of these mattresses. It really isn't. Trust me on this. A lot of people have. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I know it's a sponsored thing, blah blah, and then they email. You're gonna have to be one of these people. You're gonna have to be like, then you're gonna buy it, then you're gonna email me, and it's okay. My email's below every video, and you can email and be like, you're right, and I know it is. They're that good. They really are. In fact, I feel guilty sleeping on the mattress because the mattress in my RV is better than the mattress at home. I might have to swap them. Anyway, let's talk about it real quick. They've got the Dream Foam Essential, the Dream Foam Hybrid, the Signature Hybrid, the Aurora Luxe, the Titan Plus, the Plank Firm, and the Plank Ultra Firm. I'm an Aurora Luxe guy. I like so if I'm on vacation, I want all the luxury. And I gotta tell you, the Aurora Luxe is where it's at, okay? Limited lifetime warranty, 120 night trial, free shipping, comes in a little box, you just, cut it open, it floofs open. And of course, they're made down in Phoenix, Arizona. Just a top tier kind of quality products. Look at the stack on this. Glacier Tech cooling. Always, if you're a big guy like me, always go for the extra cooling. All right, always go. That's just a no-brainer. All right. Anyway, 1.5 inch copper flex foam, 2 inch Supreme Response Comfort foam. Then you got the 1 inch gel swirl foam in there, and then you go to the zoned coil cores, which give you that nice solid base. They come in a ton of different sizes. We're looking at twin XL, full queen, short queen. That's AKA the RV queen, king, RV king, cow king, split cow king, RV bunk as well. Boy, you got to really love the little ones if you're getting them this mattress. But and then in firmnesses, they've got medium, soft, and firm. You do the pillow top. You want the pillow top on this. Here's what I'm going to say about it is for firmnesses, if you sleep on your back, you want firm. All right. If you sleep on your side, you want medium. If you sleep on your front, people either go super soft or they go super firm. But you got to decide on that one. But what you can't miss out is on going with the RV mattresses, because it really takes that camping to glamping is what it does. I should trademark that. That's a good one, huh? Anyway, let's keep going with the rest of this stuff. All right, we got to talk about Hoffrey, man. They got these chairs, and they've got the discount on this. Look, it's normally a $200 chair. There's a $30 off coupon, and then I got a code right here, and I'll put the code down with the links and everything down below. 32% off code. I got it down to under $140, and depending on where you are, it might even be cheaper. Let me know what you get it for. Anyway, it looks like a regular office chair, but it's got 7-point massage. It's got heating in the massage. It's got footrests on it, and it's a big and tall 400-pound capacity. That's insane. That's an insane chair. When they sent this to me, I was expecting another gimmicky, gaming chair or something like that. This chair we're keeping. We're going to be keeping this chair around because, I can sit up in the corner. I'm looking at it. It's right over there. I can sit up in the corner. I can, after a long day, I get a little massage in, a little bit of warmth, that kind of stuff. And the reason it's not here is because they've already got it set up with the other workstation. Anyway, maybe I'll swipe them. Anyway, I know if I can say anyway one more time, right? The point is this, that is, if you've been looking for a good chair, that price with those stacked discounts, that's a great deal. The fact that you're getting a 7-point heated massage with footrest is just insane. All right, let's keep going here. We got I got to tell you, take a second, it's a real hodgepodge this week. A lot of times there's like a real theme that goes with things, like it's all high-end power tools, or it's all, gear wrench, hand tools, or it's all, and we don't really have that theme. It's all kind of all over the place, and it's kind of wild, and I kind of like it. But let's see what we got here. Horsey 24-piece Ratcheting, what a terrible name. Anyway, 24 piece metric and SAE. In the case there, that's a nice starter kit. Nice DIYer kind of setup there. It's the reversible, aka you flip it over kind of style there. 72 tooth vanadium steel, just basic DIYer ratcheting wrenches for $43. All right, then we've got the 48 piece toolbox organizers. These things are a must have. In fact, I wish I could pan the camera in. My whole drawer down here is all of these. Let me see if I can grab a handful of them without dropping them everywhere. I use these things for all my organization down here in these side drawers and in my other toolboxes and stuff. And it lets me get all the little stuff, all the fiddly bits, and keeps them all together. Because before it was like a giant spaghetti mess. And now it's nice and neat. I feel happy every time I open it. And for $17, good grief, guys, get some organization. All right, then we got to talk about this. We've talked about these wall wall plugs before. It takes your standard 2-wall socket, you plug it into it, and now you've got, instead of 2 adapters, you've got 5, and you got 3 USBs, and you have a USB-C, and you've got surge protection, and it's $20 for 2 of them. All right, that's insane. And if you can't figure it out, I'm sure they got a picture here somewhere. Of course they don't. It just plugs in right over your standard plug, and then you can put a whole bunch of stuff on it. And we use these all over the place. And talk about in a shop, like you got that, we all have the bench, and then right above the bench, you've got the plug in the wall. Well, now instead of putting like a power strip and then snaking it over here, you just pop that in. You got everything you have in a power strip. You got 5 plugs. You've got 3 of the USB-A's, the USB-C, and the surge for $10 a pop. Anyway, let's keep going here. Rotary tools. How about this? We got the Hardell 8-volt cordless rotary tool kit, 5 variable speed, 42 accessories come with it. It's got a built-in light. It's USB-C rechargeable. Gotta love that. I think it's USB-C. It's definitely USB rechargeable. It looks like it's USB-C. I could be wrong about that one, but either way, for $36, that's a decent price on a cordless rechargeable rotary tool. 15% off. That's going to knock another, what are we looking at? $360, half of that is another $5 or so off of that. That's a nice deal there. All right, then we got the Duratech. Don't call us Wera. But look at this. You're getting all the bit sets there in the full size and in the stubby. 2-piece ratcheting handle, 12-in-1 drivers. Use S2 tool steel on that. You're getting the quick load mechanism with the Phillips, the slotted, the Torx, and the Robertsons there. That's Robertsons, aka that's the square bits, if those of you who are not Canadian. $20.23. We're not Canadian, we're Montana, we're Canada adjacent, as we like to say. Anyway. This got sent in by a viewer, Suzumi. 3-piece torque wrench set. I like the art on it, and look at that. They're definitely got some bling going on. But I mean, for a DIY level torque set, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch, with the extensions, with the box, $86 isn't a terrible price for that. Then you add in a 10% coupon off that, it's going to take it down into the 70s. And then he sent me a code that's supposed to take, I think it's 30% off. I don't remember what he said. But I put the code, that's the code up here, I know. But don't worry, I'll put it down below in the links as well. So good luck with that one. All right, then we've got the nut and bolt thread gauge. Somebody sent this in because I always talking about the big one, like you nail to the wall kind of stuff, which is cool because like, hey, if you don't have a lot of wall space and you just want to be able to pull this out of a drawer when you need it, and I dig it at $38.99 on sale for $33.99 and a 10% off coupon. You're just basically gonna make this thing $30. I think that's a good price on something like that. All right, then we got the Duratech. You got your SAE and metric 3/8 drive swivel socket set, shallow universal wobble, 14-piece. Again, this is a good DIY level tool. Normally $65. It's on sale 12% off with the case, down to $57. All right, and then we got the Titan. This is bringing all the steel. We're definitely going to drop the hammer on this one. 15% off. You're getting, let's see here. You're getting a cross peen. You're getting your basically your mini sledge, aka engineer's hammer. You got a couple ball peens, and you got the rubber mallet of doom there for $44.87 after discount. All right, then we've got the eight. I talk about these sockets all the time. All right, this is a different brand, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as I can tell, they're the same thing. But anyway, MTO in this case, $5 off coupons. Going to take this down to $22. So you're getting the quarter, 3/8, half inch, and 3/4 inch drive impact adapters here. Is it professional grade? Probably not, but you know, for the average DIYer, this is definitely your get yourself out of jail or out of a jam at least card here for $22. And then we've got the Work Pro 8-inch high leverage diagonal pliers. I was actually using a set of these this weekend. Came back, check out, I was finding on sale for with a 10% off coupon here. I was pretty happy with them. Are they Kleins? No, they're not Kleins. But you know what? For the average DIYer again, they're pretty nice. All right, now this is not the average DIYer. We're jumping to the other end of the spectrum with the Launch CRP 919X. All right, this is updated scan tool for 2025. This is your OBD2, scanner, and it's bi-directional, okay? That means you're going to be able to talk to the car can talk back. It basically kind of does it all, if you would. 2 years of updates come with this. Again, this is a high-level prosumer, value pro level tool coming in sub $400 at $365. All right, then we got the Citivian, I don't know how they pronounce it. It's got the 14C2 8N. Now, that's not as good as like the D2 steel, but like I've got another like this Crescent one here. This has got, if I can flip it, this has got the same kind of blade on it. And I use this thing a ton. And I have no problems with the blade or the sharpness, and it's still got a point on it. It's very pointy, actually. So it's not D2 steel. Just for those of you who are D2 snobs. But it's got the micarta handle. It's got the really cool profile, razor blade-esque. Normally $35 with a $10 off coupon. It's going to knock $350 off the price of that. Then we got the Noco Boost HD. This is the 2000 amp. This is kind of your mid-tier. But again, Noco, though, best-selling jump starter on Amazon. Look at the views on this. 27,000 reviews, almost 28,000 reviews. This is one of the top-of-the-line jump starters that are out there. Price reflects that. Even at 20% off, this is coming in at $200. All right, then we've got the Lightme Cozy Clip earbuds. I just have to include these because I think they're going away is what's going on. My wife took the set that we had. Actually, we had two sets. We had a white set and a black set. I don't remember who took the white one, but I've not seen it around. But I've seen my wife wearing the black pair of these. Some people like them. Some people think they're weird as hell. I'm not a fan. I feel like they clip on your ear. I feel like a cow that's been tagged. And that's not a good feeling for me because I know where they end up. Anyway, but she sleeps with them. She likes them. And they're on sale right now for $19. So for $19, Bluetooth 5.4, IPX4 waterproof rating. That seems like a good set right there. All right, then we got the Tolchina. I don't know how they pronounce it. Offset extension wrench. All right, probably not use an impact unless it's a low power impact. It's rated for up to like 54 pounds of torque. So don't use a big one if you're going to use one, but it probably meant for hand tools. What this does is this lets you get in there and use a ratchet where you normally couldn't. So basically, it's just a ratchet extender, if you will. So one side gets the anvil, the other side gets the ratchet. So you put the socket on the other end, and now you can reach down in there and really go to town on stuff where you couldn't reach with the ratchet by itself. All right, let's keep going here. We've got, let me get my mouse out of the way, the Ego power battery. This is the Ego battery for the Ego system. This is a 7.5 amp hour battery. One of the bigger batteries they make, and it's on sale right now for $300. This is lowest price in 30 days. Now, I should point out also that they have the 2.5 on sale for $158. But oh my gosh, that's 7.5. That it's normally a $439 battery. I tell you, those Ego batteries, they're pricey, but they're worth it. And oh my gosh, that's a lot of juice for $300. All right, then we got the Olympia Tools folding carts here. As you can see, I just actually bought two of these. I keep one over at the other shop. I had one here. It's actually got my stereo on it that I'm working on. And then I just decided I needed more of them because I hate to say it, Harbor Freight's gonna hate me, but I like it better than the average like one drawer service cart. Uh, you got three tiers. It's lighter. It's easier to move around. I could pick the whole thing up easier, move it over obstacles. And then when I'm not using it, it folds up and it slots between a couple workbenches and it's gone. And then I have to remember where I put it. But for $74, I think that's cheaper than I bought it on Amazon Prime Days. Now here's the negative. It's currently out of stock. I don't know if they're going to let you order it now and then place the order. It says place the order and we'll let you know when it's in stock. So you should be able to lock in that sale price on this. And that's why I went ahead and included this because at $74, I would buy a half dozen of them probably. I almost have. Weehaw, I talked about this, the 5-piece insulated soft finish. This is a professional grade set of screwdrivers, insulated screwdrivers from the best-selling pro grade screwdriver company out there. And it's on sale for 42% off. That is a no-brainer. Buy it now. Buy some extra ones for Christmas, man. If you've got some handy people in your life, you keep them safe. Get it. Don't just get basic insulated screwdrivers. Get the top of the line, and you're only paying $25. All right, then we got Klein's. Look at this 3/8-inch drive socket wrench set with. They say it's a socket wrench set, but I don't see the socket wrench. I just see the sockets. And 3/8 drive, 13-piece. And it comes with the metal case and the tray, kind of old school here. On sale, lowest price in 30 days, on sale for $13.49. That is interesting. All right, then we've got, okay, I've talked about my mini plugs before, and let me see if I've got one around here. I usually do. I may have just used them all, but I use a ton of these micro mini extension cords. Oh, there's one. Hold on. I'm up in your face here. There, one of these. I use these all the time because if you've got a place where you've got a bunch of things with those big old wall warts, you know what I mean? It's got a plug. I've got plugs everywhere. I'm sure you do too. Anyway, you know, you got something like this and then you try to get it in there on the power strip and they're all next to each other. They're fighting for room. Yeah, you get one of these. You plug that in. And now you've got a standard plug and they all fit nicely, right? Okay, well, what if you wanted to leave it a little bit more organized? And that's where this comes in because now you've got flat angled adapters. So they can plug into the wall over there and they get behind the sofa and whatnot. And they can get the cords out of the way and gives you a little bit of extra room. So if that's what you're looking for, and I've been there. I hate that. This is much better. You're looking at, what is it, $9 for a 3-pack. So you're paying $3 a pop on those. All right, then we got the Knipex. This combo kit is king as far as I'm concerned. We got the 3-piece top-selling pliers set here. This is insane. You're getting the twin grip, you're getting the Cobra, and you're getting what are essentially the pliers, the plier wrench there. All three of those together in the standard Knipex finish there, made in Germany, of course, all three of them for $92.36, 10% off across the board. All right, then this thing. I have no shame showing you this. Now, someone sent this to me and wanted me to explain it, and I'm like, I can't. I just can't. But it's on sale with a 20% off coupon. Don't forget to clip the coupon. But I get the scrubber, the remote stick here. The battery goes on, and then the power tool clicks to the end, and then you got this power scrubber. I totally get that. That makes sense. The drill. Who's putting a drill? My hat's all askew. Who's putting a drill on a stick? and put it up there. I want to hear the use cases down below. Put it down in the comments. I want to hear what you could use that for. Legitimately. I don't need the wrong answers only version. I can do that myself. Uh, anyway, 120 bucks, and then it's going to be $24 off. All right, you've heard me talk about this thing. The box blade, it's on sale 10% off. If you've been waiting, you've been thinking about it, there you go. The Fantech, this is another one of these kind of weird out there kind of tools. This is not a screwdriver. It's a precision mini power drill. 3.7 volts, 800 milliamps, and it comes with the, look, those are drill bits. They're not, the other kind of standard bits there. And they're doing little projects and stuff like that. I could think of some 80% kind of projects that I could use that on. How about you? But that said, it's normally $90. It's on sale for $80. And there's a 20% off coupon that's going to knock another $16 from $80 to $64. At $64, are you game at 64 bucks? I might be. I could definitely find a use for that then. All right, then we got the Bora Automatic Pocket Hole Jig, 50 color-coded screws, adjustable drill guide there. You know what this is. This is coming in at $210. I don't see this on sale very often. Okay, so when I saw the $11 off coupon on that, I'm like, okay, we got to try this one. Let's take a look at it and see what the den thinks about this. All right, then we've got the DeWalt 20 volt max cordless drill impact. This is the mid-tier. This is the brushless, all right? It's not the brushed, and it's not the top-of-the-line XR. It's mid-tier for $169. You're getting the impact, the drill driver, 2 batteries, the charger, and the bag there. All of that for that price. All right, let's keep going. Then we got the Works Nitro. We got to pick up the pace here. We're taking too long. 100 bucks. This is your basic flip driver. You got drill bit on one side, driver on the other side. A full kit here for $100. Next from Thulium, I don't know, 100 watt USB charge plastic welder stapler thing. This is awesome. I've not seen this before in this kind of wireless setup here. So these are basically these go into this thing, and they heat up and get seated into the plastic that you're trying to repair. And then you pull it out, and that gets left behind as basically like a stitch, if you would. I've always seen them in this kind of form factor, never in this. And that looks, and I'm intrigued. How about that? Intrigued is the word of the day for this. And at it was 10% off, taking it down to $27. I'd be willing to take a gamble on it. It's got some okay reviews. Let's see here. I don't see any kind of fish hook on it, so we're looking all right there. If you've used one of these, I want to hear back about it because as somebody who only would occasionally do plastic repair, I like the compact nature of this, not taking up as much room as like the full plastic welding gun would. All right, then we got the big one, rotary. Again, we've talked about this one before. It's been in 3 or 4 of the last few deals of the week, and it's here again because it's the top of the line, 4,300, the 540 here, with the full accessory kit and everything. It's on sale for 29% off, taking it down to $89. All right, the only thing I can think of is they're trying to clear them out. I would definitely grab it while you still can. It's the top of the line Dremel. We got, talk about top of the line. Okay, it's not exactly top of the line, but this is the DeWalt 20 volt max, 1/2-inch impact gun, high torque with the hog ring anvil if you like that style. And it's coming in at $225.95, all right? That's a fairly decent price on this. It'd been sitting up around $300 for at least for the last month. So glad to see it back down at this price. All right, then next up we got the Full Yeah electric ratchet system. Again, look at this. It's a $40 ratchet, 12 volt ratchet, 2 batteries, charger, the case, and some extra throwaway sockets there. Coming at for 40 bucks, but there's a 5% off coupon. So that's going to knock, was it $2 off the price of that? Then we got the Works. This is an interesting little tool. I used to have this back in the day, and it's interesting. Let's just put it that way. For $35, some people like it, some people don't. Does it work? Well, it works. It does work, actually. It does. But I've never really felt the need to do the whole, revolver style slide action change. But if that's what you like, I totally get it for $35. Then we got the big boy. This is the Sirius SDS Max combination rotary hammer here. 13 amp. All right. It does rotary hammer mode. It does basic hammer mode. It's 1 in 5/8 inches. It's normally 629. Normally 629. Not that anybody ever really paid 629, but it did bounce close to $600. Actually bounced back and forth between 500 and 600. And here we're well under that 500 mark. So if you've been looking for a serious rotary SDS hammer type, this is the serious tool here at 476. All right, then we got the Saker mini chainsaw. Saker, another one of these brands that's kind of a sleeper on Amazon that if you know, you know. And for $30, if you're looking for mini chainsaw, this is not a bad little deal here. A little 6-inch mini chainsaw. It comes with the gloves, the eye protection, the little oiler there. You get the battery charger and the designer box. All of that for under $30. All right, we got the DeWalt. We're back with DeWalt. They've got the 20-volt max cordless 42-inch long hose grease gun. Get yourself a grease gun. It just makes life easier. Trust me, I've pumped enough hand grease guns in my life. I know it's $169, $170, but normally $250. So that's a decent price on that. All right, then we got the Wolf Box. We've talked about Wolf Box. In fact, I think we were one of the first channels to really talk about these handheld air dusters, and I usually have one around here, but I think my son walked off with it. We've been talking about these for years on the channel at this point, and they've just gotten better and better and better. Wolf Box, we talk about their jump starters and all that stuff. They make one of the best ones out there at normally $120 on sale for $90. And there's the coupon. Don't forget to clip that coupon there, because coming in 15% on top of that makes this a heck of a deal, all right? Then we've got the mini electric screwdriver, lowest price in 30 days by SDHYGJ. Try pronouncing that. Anyway, they're like, Amazon's like, we need a name, and they just went thunk on the keyboard. But for $32 for a nice little portable case, it's not a super end designer one, but it's definitely got the extra tools needed for doing electronic repair. I do a lot of electronic repair. I'm always taking stuff apart and fixing it and whatnot, because I got a family that likes to break stuff, and I don't like just buying new things. Anyway, $32 on that is, I don't know, it looks like a pretty decent set. All right, Toolant, we've talked about this one. And I know a lot of you are like, stop talking about the magnetic nut drivers. No, I will not stop talking about magnetic nut drivers. I like them that much. And I do. It's a great little case, great set of tools for $31.44, 37% off. It's currently 42% claimed. These are going to move quick, all right? Toolant makes some fantastic tools. You got to check these out. Let's see what else we got. We got the Hulk Me drill brush kind of scrubbers here. They're on sale, that whole 30-pack there for $24. All right, then we've got the Work Pro. We talked rotary tools, a couple of rotary tools here. Look at this case. Look at this setup for $23. That's 12% off for $23. That is a great setup for rotary tool accessories. Then we got the Craftsman. We got a couple Craftsman sets here. The basic 1/4-inch drive set here, a lot cheaper than the Harbor Freight, meme tool set, coming in at $17. Then we've got the 159 piece. This is a great DIY starter set. Basically one and done. You've got your deeps, you got your shallows, you got your 1/4, your 3/8, your 1/2 inch. You got a bit driver screwdriver that's actually pretty decent. You got some Allen keys that are pretty much throwaway. You got a decent case. All of that in for under $85. Again, that's a great starter setup there, or a good travel setup as well. All right, let's talk about a few Capri tools. All right, I've been talking a lot about Capri. We're going to be talking about the what do you call it? The frickin' ones over at not Acme. I can't think of a single thing. At Napa. Carlisle, that's it. We're going to be talking about Carlisle in a little bit. I say that because they remind me of them. We got the 8 to 19 millimeter 12-piece with the tray there, mechanics tray. I've never heard the foam called a mechanics tray. It's coming in 18% off, down to under $140. Then we've got the 19-piece 6 to 24 coming in 18% off, down to 122.98, 123. All right, and what I like about them is they look at this. They don't screw around with the foam. Okay, look at they optimize this to get as much in there as they can. Unlike some people who just kind of waste all my drawer space with excessive amounts of foam. That's one thing I like about Capri here. All right, and then we got the 15-inch wrench extender, $34 on that one. That was my son just recently learned the joy of that, trying to get to that last fuel line there in the Cummins. Yeah, that wrench extender. He's like, this I don't need this. It comes in. He's like, I used it. It was exactly what I needed. I'm like, I know. I'm your dad. Dad for a reason. All right, then we got the Greenworks here. 40 volt, 21-inch combo one and done kit. Look at this. You're getting the mower. 21-inch mower here. Self-propelled, mind you, with the grass trimmer, with the leaf blower, with the dual batteries, with the dual chargers. So you're getting a 5 amp, a 2 amp, 2 chargers, 21-inch mower, all of that for $500. This is the, as far as they're considered, as far as they're concerned, this is into season for them. We're like, August around the corner, quick, sell everything. And this is where we're seeing stuff like this. So if you've been waiting for some deals, this is the time it's going to happen, all right? All right, then over at Lowe's, we've got the Cobalt set, 297-piece mechanics tool cube there. It's $100, as is the usual sale price on that. Then we've got a couple things. What are you doing? Why are you doing that to me? Stop that. Anyway, we got some Craftsman stuff here for you. We got the blower and the hedge trimmer, $20 off for $208. 1 battery and charger included. So you're getting the full kit on this, all right? Then we got the fan. This is tool only, but August around the corner, you're going to want it for that heat. $79. You're saving $50 on that fan. Then we've got the stubby blower. It actually puts out a little bit more juice, I believe. And we got the nicer grass trimmer here. It's coming in at $200. You're saving $200 and you're getting the job site Bluetooth speaker thrown in there for free. So not only is it on sale, but you're getting a BOGO along with it. Let's jump over to Big Orange over there. And we got the M18. We got 3 sanders here from Milwaukee. All right. This one's going to get you a free gift with purchase here. Come over here, click on it, and it's a battery. You're getting the 2 amp hour compact battery with that. So you got your sheet, 1/4 inch sheet sander there with tool, all of that for $149. Then we've got here where's it going there? There we go. We've got the orbital sander, not just the battery. There we go. The orbital sander, 51% off, allegedly. I don't know anybody who paid $409 for this, but $200 here for the M18 sander with 2, not 1, but 2 5 amp hour batteries. That's where the real price in that is coming from. And then we've got the belt sander, and the price on this belt sander with the 5 amp hour battery is coming in at $339, 21% off. Now we're going to jump over to Northern Tool because everybody and their brother has been talking to me about the sale going on with the Click lithium battery system here on Clutch. And everything is like $20 off, $45 off, $15 off the radio, $10, $20 on the batteries, $35 on the impact wrench, the entire Clutch tool line. I'm going to just put a link to the one thing. You just go through it and figure out what you're looking for. Again, we don't have Northern Tool here, so I got to rely on you to help me when stuff like this shows up and whether it's worth it. Allegedly, the Hyper Tough line of power tools, the batteries with those are interchangeable. I've not tried it personally. If you have, put it down below in the comments, okay? But that's what I was told by the person who sent this to me, all right? And let's keep going. We got some bonus items here for you. Apple M4 2025 13-inch Air laptop coming in 16 gigs of memory, unified memory, not just RAM, unified memory. And I gotta be honest, as somebody who recently bought a Mac Mini M4 converting over from PC after 50 years or so, that unified memory makes a difference. It really does act like it's much bigger than it is. And we got 256 gigabytes of SSD storage, 12 megabyte center stage camera. I will say this, Mac makes some fantastic stuff. And if you're looking for that, it's $800. For those who are wondering how my Switch is going, I cheated and installed Parallels, and I'm running Windows. So I run Windows for all my administrative stuff, and then for all my media stuff, I switch over to the Mac OS. And that works great. All right, and then we got the Red Dragon. This is the keyboard I use like sitting on my desk. Right now, this is, here, I'll even unplug it so you can see it. It's that keyboard. All right, and one of the things I love about it, now it will work with Mac, but you lose some functionality. But on this side, it's got the volume, and this is a wheel. I don't know how close I can get and have you actually see it. But this is a little, it's knurled. It's a knurled wheel for volume. And then you've got the other media controls right here. And it is clicky mechanical style keyboard on a budget. It is $55. I paid way more than that when I first bought this. And this is actually my second one. I dropped the other one moving stuff around. So I had to buy a second one. Anyway, $55 for a mechanical keyboard with media controls and that great knurled wheel up there, which I absolutely love. I can't say enough about this thing. And then my son sent this to me. Nike he loves these retro shoes. The Nike Dunk. Of course, Duncan likes the Nike Dunk. Anyway, the low retro SE leather and suede. It's 39% off, and then there's an extra 20% off with the code SPORT. All right, so if you're looking for that, check that out. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I told you it was a hodgepodge today. Let me know what your favorite item was down below. If you like what we do, go ahead and chomp the old like button, smash that subscribe, ring the bell on the way out. You all take care, God bless, and as always, shine on.